Hello and welcome, it's Pete here, and we've got a bit of a revolution, every pun intended, in stencils. Now, these are layering stencils. With layering stencils, you're used to having 4 different stencils to get the 4 different colors. Not so with the new rotating stencils. 4 colors, 1 stencil. Let's show you how. Right, let's take you through the individual stencils. Now, we're going to look at some projects made with these, but this is Geo Blocks. This is Flower Power. We've got Candy Kitsch, and we've got Retro Vibe. So they're all quite different, but they all work with the same principle. And the best way to show you how to get the best out of these is to bring in our old friend, the Stencil and Stamp Tool. Now you'll notice this one is battered and bruised. This is my Stencil and Stamp Tool, so there's plenty of ink on there. Probably do with a clean at some stage, but obviously the top, this is your stamp plate. So if you're stamping, this is your stamp plate. That is what is going to give you perfect stamping every time. This is the sticky grid sheet. Now this guy, this is what your project adheres to, and this is your stencil adapter. Now this holds your stencil, so when you've got layered stencils, it ensures that you get perfect registration every single time. So let's bring in a piece of card. Okay, let's pop that there. So I'm going to go with a full piece of card. Obviously you can cut it to the size you need, but it will just help visually to show you what we're talking about. Now this stencil, this is Candy Kitsch. It's just a single stencil. You'll notice that there are holes all around the outside. You don't usually get that with stencils. Also, the logo is at the top. So that's where I'm going to start. Now, it's 1 stencil, but I've got 4 different colors, and I'm going to bring these in here. So I've got black. Now, I haven't used this color combination before, but it just appealed to me. I've got saltwater taffy. I'm using distress inks, peacock feathers, and twisted citron. Now, as I said, I just looked at these. They kind of appeal to me. It's going to give me a real retro look when we put this pattern together. There's so many different patterns and so many different colorways to get a different feel, a different vibe. It could be Christmas, could be Easter, could be whatever you want it to be, just by choosing the right colors. But I'm going to start off with Twisted Citron, which is a lovely fresh green. And notice what I'm doing, right? I'm picking up color, swirling it round, and then onto the next one. Now, I'm keeping it in tight circles because I want to make sure I go from corner to corner. If you prefer to use brushes for this, that's absolutely fine. Each to their own. I find it quite handy having a tool like this. This is my Sizzix Blending Tool, because with a traditional, you're over the top of the project like this. With this one, it's more natural, more ergonomic. It's almost like holding a pencil or a paintbrush or whatever it may be. So this is how we start. This is our first layer. Then once you've done this, now to clean this up, and you do need to clean it, to clean this up, get a bit more ink on there. Now the great thing about this is that you can take it away, you can check it. Maybe I need more here, maybe I need more there. It doesn't really matter. I pop it back, it's completely in registry. I could take the stencil off, put it back. I could come back next year and do the same. It's gonna be in the right place. That is the beauty of having a tool like this. Now, I'm just going to take some of this blue paper and spritz with a little water, because that's what I'm going to use to clean up this time. I'll take my stencil off and I'll pop it onto there and just wipe away any excess with a damp cloth. Okay, so it's ready to go with the next color. Now, all I need to do, and this is why they're called rotating stencils, is turn it through 90 degrees. And this is how we build the pattern. So you see, they're all lined up, ready to go. Isn't that clever? I love that. Right, let's bring in saltwater taffy. Now, depending the order and sequence that you put these in, it's going to be a different vibe every time. But I love saltwater taffy because it's somewhere between a pink and a peach. So it's like a pink with a little bit of yellow going on. Yeah, so that's the first voice. So you can see already, you can just see that green coming through underneath, but it's gonna look, well, actually, let's have a look. Isn't that, you can see, look at where the ink's starting to come in. Let's pop that in again. Exactly in the right spot every time. So that's the beauty of stencils like these. And that's the beauty of a wonderful tool like this. Let's get that back in the right place. There she blows. Right. So we just keep going around, just making those tight little circles. 1, 2, 3. So 8 spirals. It doesn't really matter. I mean, there you go. But that's about it. That's about it to get the color down. You know, depending on, and I saw it in a video before actually. A lot depends on how juicy your stamp is, how much ink you've got. If it's a brand new stamp, you probably need to do this a bit less. This is probably halfway through its life before I need to re-ink. So there you go, that's layer 2. So do you know what? I'm getting kind of watermelon vibes from that. Yeah, I am. Oh, I changed my mind now. I wish I'd done something different, but there you go. This is how we learn. This is how we learn. So I've wiped that off. And again, so that was our first one. That's our second one. Here is our third color. Right, now I want to get the peacock feathers opposite that green. So that, it only took 4 with this because there's more, it's a more intense color, but it's also a juicier stamp. So this is speeding up the process no end. Right? But you can always check to make sure you've got enough in the right place at the right time. There we are. So it's knocked out my watermelon vibes, but it's going to give me a completely different look. I think choosing the black is particularly brave on my part, especially as I haven't tried this combination. If you're going to fail, why not fail on camera? There you go. But that is, there you go. Now look at that. Look at that. You could almost make an argument for stopping right there. There's no hard and fast rules which say that you need to carry on, that you need to add another color. You can just do the 3. You can leave that white space, but we are going to carry on. And we're going to turn it one last time. Now, let's see if my bravery's paid off. I know my good friend and uber skilled videographer Steve is standing to the side with bated breath. He just can't wait to see how this turns out. He's got a smile across his face as wide as the River Mersey. There we are. Oh, sorry if you didn't understand the reference. The River Mersey is in Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen. But there we are. You see, Steve and I, we're good buddies, but we support 2 different teams from the city of Liverpool who are traditionally, I wouldn't say enemies, but rivals, shall we say. One dressed in blue and one dressed in red. And legend has it that the bins in Liverpool are purple to keep everybody happy. I don't know if that's true. That's what they tell me. Steve didn't know that either. There you go. We live and learn. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. I'm loving it. I have used black before. I have used black with different colors, but not with that combination. I'm really happy with that. See how I came over these dots? That's going to be trimmed to size anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, the next thing, let's spritz that and clean it away. You see how quick and easy it is. So you don't need to be running off to the sink every time to get these clean. And that's it. That's your rotating stencil. Now, There we are. There's another one. Now that one, I've left a gap. That's just 3 colors, pinks and reds. This one, this is interesting. That's using all 4 stencils. So 1 of each stencil just to put back completely, so you can mix and match. Combine that one with that one and do them opposite each other. That would be a really cool way to go. But let's bring in, at this stage, let's put the inks away. They will live to fight another day. And we'll look at some examples using each of the 4 rotating stencils, shall we? First up, I'm gonna get, right, this is Geo Blocks. We'll pop that here. Let me show you some of the things and some of the ways that I've used it. Now, I've done this and I've cut it in half. This is very monochromatic. And notice how it creates a sort of an optical illusion. Look at this square here. Almost like light and shade, so it creates a sense of dimension. Now with the other half of that, we've cut a tag. So it's great for using with your die cuts. It's great as a background, great as a central feature. So these stamps on here, you know, that's it. That's the only thing. That's all the card needs. This time, what I've done, I've actually spritzed into this one to get this sort of mottled effect. So I've just used it down half the tag. This time we've cut it into tiles. That's a way I love using this in tiles. And here are a couple of examples thereof using that kind of tile. And I think it's particularly prevalent here. You can see that 3-dimensional thing going on. So this is Geo Blocks. You know, and if you want to get like a stone kind of thing going on, you can see we've spritzed with some ink there as well to get that looking like chiseled stone. So we'll take Geo Blocks, and next up, Flower Power. Now this is so 1970s, 1960s, you wouldn't believe. But again, let's look at some of these projects. And what makes it 60s and 70s is the color palettes that you choose. And it is so much fun going through different color palettes, looking on Pinterest, putting 70s decor in and then saving that color palette to be used. I love that one. I love that. It's quite, but it's how we probably all had wallpaper like that at some point, or a couch, or oh, goodness knows, a shirt. I have no idea, but there you go. Lovely tag. And finally, again, cutting it into tiles. Oh, this is the one. This is where we started. Candy Kitsch. Now, again, this one could be anything because it's quite neutral in terms of the design itself. So that one is very retro, as is that. Then we go with the tiles, but it's got a lovely clean freshness, so you can use these really fresh colors as well. This is where I used the black previously, but you'll notice I used the black. I used the saltwater taffy. Then this is, oh, what's it called? Speckled egg. That's speckled egg, and that is crushed olive. And this is 3 different ones. So this was cut from 3 different ones. So you notice that one there, this one here, and the one underneath. So we've put those, laid them out as tiles. Nice tag. We go down the side of a card. There, that one opens up like that. And then I wanted to show you this actually, because this kind of, what I've done here, I've chosen random areas to leave uninked. So I will choose the odd one. And then it's interesting how it all comes out in the end, but really, really cool effect. And finally, last but not least, now I've gone with this one. This is retro vibe. It gives me real Christmas vibes, this one. I don't know about you. So what I've done with this is I've done a lot of festive type makes. The stamps, incidentally, the ones that I was showing before, most of those are from 49 and Market. These are Catherine Pooler. But even though it's Christmas, look, they're all, and they've got that kind of Scandi cool sort of thing going on, the pattern. So sometimes it's in the greens. Sometimes it's pinks and reds with a little bit of green for an accent. That says Christmas. Slightly cooler there, There you go, something like that. Just these were offcuts that we used to create those presents. If you want to go really cool, just blues and that sort of greeny blue coming in. Mix and match. There we are. There's the greens again. There's the blues cutting out of the center. That is Christmas on a card. Literally, those colors just boom. That says Christmas to me. Let's have a look at a few other examples. Here I've used to make a frame. So I've just cut out of the middle. That's using the 4 different ones. Now you can use the middle piece as well. Here's a way. So look at these. These are sort of different size frames that you can create from the same one. So to a small one, you could even take that and put it inside that. Different colorways. You could blend. So you could take that and put it on that one. You know, change the colors up. Have a bit of fun with it. Strips. You know, you can have different strips. You can have a thin strip, a double, a triple. There's the quadruple. You know, and that is pretty much all out of one. So, and then finally, the blocks, the type of square, the size of squares you can create for pattern building. You know, it's just very, very usable. So that should spark your imagination into ways that you can use these wonderful backgrounds. You don't have to use the whole thing. Or how about if we want to use it with our scoring board and trimmer to create some gorgeous little boxes like this. There are so many possibilities. It is such an exciting new product. I do hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Pretty cool. There you have it. Wasn't that great? So much fun. So many, and as you can see from all the projects, there are so many creative possibilities. We're just scratching the surface here, but once you get hold of these, I'm sure you'll think of 1,000,001 ideas. As always, there will be lots of videos and project makes. Check out YouTube, Instagram, all the usual places. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me. I've been Pete. I'll see you again soon.